Welcome back to the Citizen channel. Hope you're all staying safe and well, and it's quiz time again. Yes, it's November 2025. 6 games in November. Sounds a lot, doesn't it? Well, we've got 7 in December, so yes, things are upping and getting more complicated. But what can you remember? Just a little bit of fun about our November 2025. Certainly interesting. We've got 10 questions, got 12 points up for grabs. Let me know what your score is, guys. Let's say you can do the quiz in the time I allow you, or you can always pause it, can't you? Have a think about it as well. So let's do our city quiz for November 2025. Please, if you are new to the channel, hit that like button. It'd be fantastic. Helps the algorithms, of course it does. If you can help us, it helps us get us out there on the search engines, stuff like that. And of course, if you've got any hype points to spare, I'll be very grateful for any. If you've got any of those, my thanks to everyone who's contributed over the last few weeks for those. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, you enjoy the content, city past, present and forever, of course, or as long as I can keep going anyway. So enjoy the content, please subscribe as well. And there's other bits and pieces you can do for the channel and I can do for you. But we'll talk about that after we've done the quiz, if you can spare us a minute or two after we've finished this off. Right, let's start. Let's start at the very beginning, shall we? Let's start with question 1. And Phil Foden, yes, flavour of the month, wasn't he, I think, in November. But he became the youngest City player to reach 200 Premier League appearances in that match against Bournemouth at the start of November. His first Premier League appearance was on the 16th of December 2017. Flipping heck, I feel old now. Who was it against? There's part 1 of the question. And for the second point, and he came on to replace which City legend? So his first appearance in the Premier League was the 16th of December 2017. Premier League, don't forget. So who was it against, and who did he come on to replace? So which City legend did he come on to replace? 2 points up for grabs. Right, I will give you the answer to that one. Well, it was Spurs, and he replaced, yes, Ilkay Gundogan. So, give yourself the points for that one. Right, on to question 2. Favourite of mine, I hope it is yours. Missing word in the headline. This is from the same game. This is from the Manchester Evening News match report following that game against Bournemouth. And it's natural blank killers. So what's missing? What's the word missing? So it's to do with the Bournemouth game. Natural blank killers. Question 2, just the 1 point. And the answer to that, of course, yes, quite a good one. I didn't think of it. I try and do my own. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good. But this one is natural born killers. Bournemouth born. Yeah, see what they did there. If you spelt it B-O-R-N, it's all right, guys. You can get away with that one. You can still have the point. Right, on to question 3. A successful game, of course, against Borussia Dortmund. Bit of shirt maths here. You have to know your squad numbers, of course, and you have to know your arithmetic. Yeah, you have to be able to add up and take away and stuff like that. So there we go. 3 players. You got to add Erling and Phil and take off Doku. Yes, so add Erling and Phil together. Take off Doku's squad number and which City player are we left with. So there you go. Who are we left with? If you do that, and you don't get your full point unless you know the number we're left with, obviously that can be worked out, and who that City squad player is. No cheating, no rushing over to a programmer and having a look or going on the internet. So who do we get? Which number, which player do we get here? To get a full point, you need both that, the number and the player. Right, well, it's quite easy, isn't it? Early's number 9, we know that. I mean, does anyone not know Phil is 47? Even I know that, and I'm useless at squad numbers. So that's 56, isn't it? But Doku, I might have struggled on to remember his squad number. But take Doku off 56, and of course, Doku's 11. So it leaves 45, and of course, it leaves 45, which is Mr. Kusanov, of course. So give yourself the point for that if you got that right. On to question 4. Pep himself celebrated 1,000 games as a manager, not a manager of us. I don't quite think he'll get there. Versus Liverpool, of course, in the game we won. How many in charge of City? So how many of that 1,000 games when we played Liverpool was he in charge of City? I'll give you 4 options, so I'll give you a clue. 519, 529, 539 or 549 in charge of City at that 1,000 games. Of course, he's been in charge of Barcelona B, Barcelona main team, and Bayern Munich as well. So I'll even give you a breakdown of how many they did for those. But what I'm interested in is how many in charge of City. 519, 529, 539 or 549. Well, the answer to that, Barcelona B was in charge of them 42 times. He was in charge of Barcelona 247 times. Bayern Munich just 161 times. And of course, the mammoth in charge of City for 549. So the last of those options, 549 games. And it's even more now, isn't it, as I'm recording this, of course. On to question 5. Yeah, another celebration, Doku, number 11, I believe. Yes, I know that now. I'll probably forget again. Celebrated his 100th City appearance with a player of the match performance, again in that Liverpool game. But who assisted him for his wonder strike in the second half? So a great strike from distance, of course. But who set it up for him? Who was his assist for that goal? So Doku's goal against Liverpool, his 100th City appearance, celebrated with a goal. And of course, the guy who laid it on for him, he had to do a little bit of work, Doku, though, didn't he? But it still goes down as an assist. It was O'Reilly, of course. So Nico O'Reilly assisted that one for him. Right, on to question 6. Yeah, a loss at Newcastle. Well, there was lots of controversy as ref and VAR decisions seemed to go a little bit against us on a handful of occasions. There was uproar for Newcastle's second goal, of course. That was one of the big VAR or semi-automated offside malarkey came into being. But which City player, which defender was supposedly playing the barcode player onside, although it wasn't overly convincing on the still image, of course, according to that semi-automated offside technology garbage. So which City player was playing the Newcastle barcode player onside? I took his number off there. It might give you a clue if you knew his number. Of course, a decision seemed to be taken from just inside his elbow rather than the armpit. But hey, we'll not quibble over things like that. It doesn't matter, does it, at the end of the day? We got beat, let's take it on the chin. And of course, the defender involved was our number 3, who, of course, if you know your squad numbers, is Ruben Diaz, although it's not a very flattering computer image of him, is it? So give yourself a point for that anyway. Question 7. Another defeat, yes, 2 on the trot at home to Leverkusen, of course, and our first Champions League loss since when? So, yes, a defeat at home to Leverkusen, the first Champions League loss since, I'll give you 3 options, 2016, 2018 or 2020. No bonus point for knowing who it's against. I just want to know what season was the last time we lost at home in the Champions League. 16, 18 or 20. And the answer to that one, of course, we lost 2-1 to Lyon, and it was back in September of 2018. So give yourself a point if you said 2018. Right, have a look at that now. So there you go. We always like a good spot the ball. Is this a good one? I don't know. But Grimaldi's shot, we're not so happy about that, are we? It's flying into the City goal, but is it an A, B, C or D? So again, this is the Leverkusen game. Spot the ball. Grimaldi's shot is flying into the City goal. Not a cat in hell's chance of saving that one. But is it A, B, C or D? Right, pause it. Do you want a little think, or you think you can look at eye lines and trajectories and get your set squares out and your compasses and etc, etc. But the answer simply is C. So give yourself a point if you said C. Right, the penultimate question. Phil, come back in it again. I thought he might. He had a good month, didn't he? A brace for Phil, of course, in a 3-2 home win over Leeds. And he scored within 1 minute. Some say 55 seconds, some say 59. I've not looked back to check myself, but let's go for within 1 minute. And he also scored in the 91st minute as well. Phil Foden. But the question isn't on Phil. I've cheated. Who got the other City goal? There you go. So it's not that long ago as I'm recording this, but it might be a while ago when you're watching it. But anyway, so a brace for Phil in a 3-2 win over Leeds. But who scored City's other goal? sometimes these seemingly easy ones aren't so easy. I'll give you the answer to that. Of course, it was from a corner. It's from a little knockdown from O'Reilly again, but we're not interested in that. It was Gvardiol, of course. Joshua Gvardiol scored the goal, although he didn't cover himself in glory a bit later on, did he? But anyway, he got the other goal in that 3-2 win over Leeds. And finally, question 10. This is worth 2 points again, so another 2-pointer. Only 2 players who started the Leverkusen game also started this game, the Leeds game. So only 2 players who started against Leverkusen also started this game. So there's an image up there of the team. So which 2 of those started the Leverkusen game and the Leeds game? So get them both right. Just write 2 names down, guys. Don't write 11 names down and say it and give yourself a point. Well, for 2 points, yeah, the answer to that one, of course, the sort of pointing to him there on the image now, Gonzalez, of course, and Reinders. So they were the only 2 who started against Bayer Leverkusen and also the Leeds game. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what score you get. It's always nice to get scores. It's just, don't know. Personally, if I was doing this, say, a month after I've done it, if I get 4 or 5, I'll be quite happy because my memory's crap anyway. Certainly about goal scorers and assisters, stuff like that. So, and shirt numbers, well. Doku's 11, you know. Did you know that? Well, there you go. I've learnt that. Perhaps it'll stick in my little brain now. I'm not too sure. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know your score. Hope you enjoyed it. Come back next month for a December quiz. I think we've got even more games to look at, haven't we? 7 games, but there'll be at least 1 question on each game, plus 3 others thrown in. So join me back for that, of course, once you've had your Christmas celebration, because that'll be out in January, of course, 2026. Thanks for that, guys. Please hit those buttons. Yeah, if you do you want to help, I do get approached for sponsorship of the channel, but I'm not very, very fussy who I have on. I mean, you want anything you want to, you're interested in sponsoring the channel, or even if you just want a shout out or you've got a charity thing or anything like that coming up, just let me know. There are ways of getting in touch with me, and all you ever have to do is keep watching and listening. Thanks for that, guys. Hope you enjoyed the feature anyway, and please, if you can, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, that'd be wonderful. And if you're not already a subscriber, it'd be great if you could subscribe. It's absolutely free. Also, check out all my social media links. Will be in the description and comments below if you want to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. We can chat on there and do all things City, of course. Also, if you're into film and TV, don't forget a lot of this channel is film and TV stuff. I love me film and TV like I do City. So if you're into that, have a look. Or even somebody who might not be that bothered about the football but likes film and TV, give them a kick in my direction. I'll be very grateful. And special thanks as ever to supporters of the channel. P6505, they've got a little eBay shop selling film and TV memorabilia mainly, including books, magazines, posters, lots of posters, and they do have some City stuff as well that they've purloined off me over time, so there'll be a few bits and pieces, probably more going on as well. So have a look at P6505 on eBay. And yes, if you do go onto eBay, and if you're a member, we do have memberships, 99p a month. You get early access to all my vlogs, so as soon as I do them, you get them. Sometimes it could be months before they're published generally, so a lot of the history stuff, so you have access. The membership gives you access to that. It gives you 10% extra off at P6505 if you want to buy any of that memorabilia, so that you can actually gain that from being a member and support the channel. That's a great way of supporting the channel, of course, like watching the ads on the original thing that you've seen now, my original feature. That'd be fantastic. So yeah, also before we go, podcasts. If you like your podcasts, I do a podcast with Mike Long in South Korea. It's called Bolt from the Blue, in our 8th season. Yeah, we've had some good fun on there. We're trying to have a bit of humour, generally look at City's games as and when we play them, have a look back. So please check out that. It's on Soundcloud, Spotify, all good places you get your podcasts from. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed everything about this feature, and you didn't mind me asking you about this at the end. And please, all I ever ask for you is to stay safe, everyone, especially you Blues.